Hey guys, it's Shamsa and welcome back to my little kitchen. Today we're diving right into the world of Pakistani cuisine with this mouth-watering dish, Lamb Karahi. Lamb Karahi is probably one of the most commonly ordered dishes at restaurants across the UK, and today I'm going to show you how to make one right at home in under 30 minutes. Stay tuned, stay with me, and before I tuck into this and tell you guys exactly how this is, please hit that subscribe button, turn your bell notifications on for more fantastic recipes like these, and now for the taste test. And I do apologise, whilst I was cooking this, I didn't show you how cooked the meat was, but it was to breaking point. And I'm just going to take a piece now and just try it and tell you guys how it is, but you'll be able to tell. That is absolutely wonderful. Perfectly spiced. The meat obviously is super soft, fully cooked. That masala is so nice, and just the tomatoes used in this masala, no onions, honestly make this the best karahi recipe ever. Now just check the salt levels. If you wanted to add more, you could do this before you serve up and then just serve it up, but for me it's perfectly fine. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, guys. Quick and easy recipes using your pressure cooker, ready in under 30 minutes. Stay tuned for more and I'll be back soon. Take care and happy eating. So the ingredients you're going to need is 1 kg of lamb. I'm using leg of lamb today. You can use shoulder if you wish, and you want to keep the pieces really nice and chunky. Just look at that. That's a good size. And the reason for them being this big is because we're cooking them in the pressure cooker. Smaller pieces will cook quickly and start to break. And I've also got some really nice pieces of bone marrow in there as well, which is going to add a lot of flavour to the karahi. I've got the same amount of tomatoes, 1 kg of fresh tomatoes. I'm using vine tomatoes, big and juicy, which are going to add a lovely flavour. No need to cut them, just wash them and set them aside. I've got here ½ a cup of oil, which is approximately 120 millilitres, the same amount of water, and I've also got the following spices. I've got 1½ teaspoons of salt, which we can adjust right at the end once we've finished cooking, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder and deghi mirch, which is going to add a really nice colour and flavour, but not the heat. Then I've got 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and the same of regular chilli powder for a nice bit of heat. I've got here some whole spices. I've got a cinnamon stick roughly the size of my thumb. I've got 1 black cardamom and 3 green cardamoms, which I've just slightly cracked at one end to release more flavour and aroma. I've got here 1 piece of frozen ginger and garlic cubes here. Now if you don't have these cubes, then you can substitute each cube by using 1 tablespoon of the paste or puree. I've got here ½ a tablespoon of homemade garam masala and the same of dried fenugreek leaves. And to garnish, I've got fresh coriander here, and we also need water. So let's start cooking. Right, okay, so I've got my pressure cooker here on the hob. I've got my heat setting on a 4. It was previously on full whack, which is 9 for my hob, and I've just turned it down because it's going to start steaming over. And the first thing I'm going to do into this, I'm going to add my tomatoes just as they are. Just place them in like that. And then I'm going to add my lamb just over, and then the water, and then I'm going to add the ginger and garlic cubes in along with the whole spices, and I'm going to turn my hob off. And the reason why we wanted the pressure cooker to be really hot when we initially started is because what that's going to allow is that's going to start creating the pressure in there. You want the temperature to be really high, and all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give everything one quick mix like that. I've just turned my hob on to full power, which is a 9. Right, okay, so that's bubbling away really nicely, nice and hot. Time to pop your lid on and just secure it by locking it like that. And my heat setting is still on a 9, which is full power. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this little dial here. This is the pressure cook sort of like modes 1 and 2. I'm going to turn it to number 2 because we want the fast pressure cook, which is for meat and poultry. And all I'm going to do now is just allow the pressure to build up in there, and once you can hear and kind of see the pressure in here, that's when we're going to set our timers. and we're going to set them to 15 minutes to cook. So I'm going to come back and show you once the pressure in here is built up, and then we'll set our timers. Right, okay, so there we have it, guys. You can see that the steam is coming out of there. I'm now going to set my timer to 15 minutes. Please just follow your own pressure cooker sort of like instructions. Everyone's got a different pressure cooker, but my pressure cooker will take 15 minutes to kind of cook the meat in there, at least 60 to 70%. And I'm going to go set my timers, and I'll see you guys back in 15 minutes and I'll show you how it looks. Right, okay, so it's been 15 minutes that the lamb has been cooking away, and I've released the pressure, and it's now time to show you. The tomatoes have like literally just cooked down to nothing. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the skin of all the tomatoes, and then just use the tongs and just squash them up like that. It'll just help them break up even more quickly. Perfect. Right, so once you've removed the skins from your tomatoes, turn your hob back on to full power, which is 9 for me, and we're going to start the bhunning process. So basically we're going to start to create more depth of flavour in that curry, and into this I'm going to throw in the oil, all the spices, and just give that a mix. So lid off now, and we're going to cook off all the water, the moisture that's left in there, and that will give us a fantastic lamb karahi. So just keep the curry moving around like that, and just make sure all the water is fully evaporated, and that we're going to do for approximately 10 minutes. So it's going to take 10 minutes to do that. So just break up any tomato that you see, and I'll see you guys back in 10 minutes time. Right, okay, so you can see now that the water that was in there, the moisture has evaporated, leaving us a lovely tomato gravy, which is essential for the karahi. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my hob down, and I'm going to finish this off. It's been 10 minutes that I've been bhunning this. Now, if you guys don't know what the bhunning process is, or you've never heard of the bhunao process, bhunao, same thing, I do have a video on the process on how to make a curry and elevate its flavors, and the bhunning process is explained in there, which I will link in the description box for you guys to have a look at. So anyway, coming back to this, we're going to finish this off now, and to do that we're going to add our garam masala over, and we are also going to add our dried fenugreek leaves, and just crush them before you add them in, just between the palms of your hands. Just gives more flavor and aroma like that. And then just gently stir that through, because the lamb is just fully cooked. There was some smaller little bits of lamb that were in there, and they've actually cooked down and fully, they're broken down in there. And just look at that, perfect. Oh, this is absolutely wonderful. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my hob off, and because I've got a ceramic hob, the plate, the hob stays warm, and I'm just going to pop the lid on just like that, and just allow the garam masala and the fenugreek to just mix in there and just get the aroma going. So just leave that for about 3 to 4 minutes. Don't need to touch it, and I'll come back and I'll show you how it looks. And by that time the oil will have separated and come to the surface, and the lamb karahi will be ready to go. So I'll see you guys back in about 5 minutes time. Okay, so the 5-minute timer is up, and I'm just going to remove the lid to show you guys, and just look at how incredible that lamb karahi looks. I'm going to plate this up now, guys, and show you guys exactly how it is.